Let's talk first about the economic data that is on the calendar this week. What will you be watching?
Yeah, it's a busy week in data. So I would highlight three things: the consumer, inflation, and jobs. So the consumer confidence is coming out tomorrow. And we know the University of Michigan was very disappointing because of Delta and the unknown. So I want to see how the consumer reacts a month later, if you will. On the inflation side, you get unit labor costs. That's a very big number for the Fed. They pay a big attention to that number. That comes out on Thursday. And then jobs, of course, non-farm payrolls. But I'm looking at the wage number, right? The wage number last month was 4% annualized growth. Great numbers for wages, but inflationary implications.
So that's what it's both of those, that unit labor cost and within the jobs report, the wage number, because generally what drives prices higher is people having more money to spend on those items. There are several companies that are out with earnings. We think we're done with earnings season. We're not. There are a couple that you've got your eye on.
I do, and I own both of these, Anaplan and Broadcom. They've been laggards, to be honest with you, year to date, disappointing. But they're also a theme on enterprise spend recovery, right, as the economy opens up. And we saw last week Workday blew it away because of enterprise spend recovering. We also saw Network Appliance. We saw Cisco. We saw Microsoft. So I think Anaplan sets up pretty well, especially because the stock is down 13% year to date. It trades at a 3 multiple point discount to its peers. And I'm very interested to see and meet this new CFO who's been in the business for 20 years. He was at Nike. He was at Microsoft. He was at Walmart e-commerce. So I think execution is key for this story, and I think you're going to see it. And then Broadcom, I was just simply 40% of their business is enterprise spend. And then they have other parts of their business that are secularly growing. We know they're an Apple supplier, they're wireless, they're data center, and trades at 18 times and has a 2.9% dividend yield. So
do I see Costco on your list, COST, also?
You do, the monthly sales. They're one of the very few companies that actually continue to report monthly sales. So not reporting, but reporting the sales numbers.
And the other thing you have your eye on is conference season. Hard to believe that it starts to sort of get underway here over the next few weeks as different companies hold conferences, some of them virtual, some of them hybrid, some of them, I guess, in person this time. Talk to me about how you look at those and what you'll be looking for.
Yeah, because you said it, earnings are pretty much done right after this week. And so when we want to hear from companies, they do tell you a lot at these conferences. I like to read the body language. Usually it's in person, but obviously we've had to deal with Zoom and that sort of thing. That's perfectly fine. I want to hear what their tone is. I want to hear what they're doing with all this free cash flow. So Jefferies starts this week, right, in semis and IT hardware, and we have to hear about the supply chain issues and pricing power. So that's going to be the start. And then you're going to have a ton of conferences that start in September. Back to school is next week. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what these companies have to say on the consumer side. That's next week.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.